Want to bring you up to date now on a story we have covered here on the Donlon Report. The Department of Justice is ending settlement negotiations for migrant families separated at the border under the Trump administration's zero tolerance policy back in 2018. The Biden administration came under fire last month following reports they were considering payments as high as $450,000. As a reminder, the Trump administration implemented the zero tolerance policy in 2018, resulting in the separation of thousands of migrant children from their families. Fast forward to 2021, in June of this year, more than 2,000 children were still not reunited with their families. Joining me now for more, he's from a state directly impacted by the ongoing border crisis, candidate for Texas Attorney General as well, and current Texas Land Commissioner George P. Bush. Commissioner, it's good to have you again, and I want to start with that news that broke today. No settlement, so it goes back to court. Why do you think the DOJ pulled back on this?
Well, perhaps they've realized that this is a more reasonable policy and that the magnet policies are destructive to communities, not only in South Texas, but throughout the entire country. It was just reported last week that there are over 100,000 overdose deaths in our country, namely young Americans having fentanyl-laced drugs that they're misplacing and utilizing in a very dangerous way. And it's all being transited across our southern border, mostly cooked in labs in China and also the Mexican drug cartels. And so whether it's remain in Mexico policy and implementing that or pulling back on the settlement offers, maybe this administration's finally waking up to the fact that American families are being impacted by these dangerous policies.
Is it possible that maybe they didn't want to settle for as much as the litigants wanted? And I guess in exchange, isn't there the possibility that if this does continue in court, that maybe the award is even bigger than the number we've heard?
That's a pragmatic approach and one that would be more sensible. But again, the cartels are smart. This is a magnet policy. When you hear on the other side of the border, namely in Mexico and Northern Triangle, the cartels operate based on the information that if you are potentially separated, you can get a legal settlement. Meanwhile, military veterans and Border Patrol officials' severance payments or death benefits would be less than the proposed settlement figure. And so I think it rubs a lot of Americans the wrong way.
Yeah, let's move to the next issue, and we'll bring our viewers in on this because I'm sure you're well aware of it, the apparent battle between your state there, Texas, and the Biden administration at the border. While the White House says they're focused on the root cause of immigration, the number of migrants crossing the border has skyrocketed over the past year. And the governor there in Texas now says the White House has failed to prevent migrants from entering the country illegally and has now taken matters into his own hands. So he launched Operation Lone Star back in March, which utilizes the Texas Department of Public Safety and the Texas National Guard as well in a number of ways to fight smuggling of drugs and people into Texas. So number one, is this the new reality, Commissioner, where Texas, a major border state, has to take it upon itself to deal with this?
It is, and the mission has been successful. There have been challenges in the court, but I suspect that those rulings will be in the favor in the state of Texas because Texans care about protecting private property, and under criminal trespassing statutes, we've been successful in prosecuting some of these cases. Since the federal government is essentially working toward a catch-and-release program, this allows us to apprehend, detain, understand the folks and the risk profile of the folks that are coming across, and then to be able to jail them. So it's a catch-and-jail policy rather than catch-and-release. And as AG, I would have deployed substantially more resources to back the governor's initiative, who has forward deployed every available DPS resource to help our honorable Border Patrol officials that are doing whatever they possibly can to confront this crisis.
Civil rights groups are asking the DOJ to investigate Operation Lone Star. I'm wondering, you're running for Attorney General. What's your defense on that?
So my defense is that this is a clear-cut criminal trespassing statute program, at least in terms of arresting folks. And I personally had a chance to visit with county sheriffs and DAs and county attorneys on my 4-day-long border trip from El Paso to McAllen just last week.
Right.
And a lot of them are looking for more support from the current AG, who apparently is sleeping on the job, to deploy more attorneys to help process these claims, because we can't indefinitely hold criminal defendants in perpetuity. So we need to be able to process these claims, prosecute them more rapidly, and hold detainees for at least a year. That way, that sends more of a deterrent factor to the coyotes and smugglers that are transiting people across our border.
What else did you learn on this tour? What did you see that maybe surprised you or that you thought needed to be addressed now?
Well, part of our trip was to show the exhaustion that not only DPS as part of Operation Lone Star, but guardsmen from all over the country, including Texas guardsmen and Border Patrol, are currently encountering. And morale is fairly low, particularly within Border Patrol, because their own president, the top of their own chain of command, continually doubts their actions in the split-second decisions they have to make when triaging the risk between those that are coming here illegally and those that are armed and would seek to do us harm on our side of the border. And so morale is low, recruitment is tough, and so we're excited to go back to the border, continue to honor our law enforcement officials as part of this campaign, because they're the ones that are keeping the watch while you and I get to enjoy our Christmas presents on Christmas morning.
Where does Texas stand on a state-funded wall?
So I'm excited to announce, you'll be one of the first to know on your show, that we will begin constructing a permanent wall in the state of Texas shortly. We'll be breaking ground in a matter of days. As part of my first act of office when the Biden administration came into play was to dedicate all available state acreage, which is one of the largest line items in constructing permanent wall. As part of Operation Lone Star, we've put up chain link fences and wiring, concertina wiring, which helps to deflect a lot of the surge that we're seeing. But permanent wall is a much more lasting solution. So we believe in the coming days we'll make an announcement in Starr County, which is in the Rio Grande Valley, where roughly 40% of all illegal immigrant apprehensions in our country occur.
All right, well, we'll look for more on that statement soon. Thank you for letting us know early. George P. Bush, candidate for Texas Attorney General and the current Texas Land Commissioner. Thanks for the time.
Good to be with you.
Thank you for watching. Click the red subscribe button below so you can get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.